Splatoon 3's 3.0 update has been here for a few weeks, and admittedly, it had a lot to live up to. Competitive players are tired of Splash, and casual and competitive players are tired of the stages. While the chill season was solid, there was a lot left to be desired after the 3 new weapons added were kind of mid, League and Online Table Turf weren't added, and the kits added were just kind of mid. The balance changes didn't do much, and the mid-season changes barely changed low-level comp and didn't affect top level whatsoever. And after having had the fresh season for a few weeks, I can safely say, well, no, I can't actually safely say anything. This season gives me the most conflicting feelings I think I've ever felt with this game. My fun casual side enjoys Angopolis, the music box, online table turf, and pools, but the competitive side of me has pretty much given up on these incompetent devs who have no idea what the fuck they're doing with these maps. They promised us map changes and instead just gave us the poll update. ProChara made an extensive, in-depth video explaining why these maps suck and how to fix them. Unfortunately though, the devs ignored it and instead saw this tweet from Diam and decided this was the way to go. And yeah, I think these changes would be good if they worked, but you can shoot through the things they added. They barely do anything, and it's just frustrating. And the new stages? I mean, Umami Ruins would be good if, you guessed it, it had flank routes instead of being Brine Water 2.0. It's enjoyable. I mean, I have yet to hate it, but it's not good. And Manta, a stage I really liked from 2, kinda got fucked over. This block used to be in 3 of the 4 ranked modes in 2, making it to where instead of the only route to the enemy base being this, it was now over here too, making it a very solid stage. And while they made everything about the stage better in Splatoon 3, they removed this block except for in Clam Blitz. Why? They made the stage worse. If they had just made this wall inkable, that would have been cool, but no, they just removed this flank route. Crab is another aspect of this game that's frustrating because no one likes it right now, and while I would have loved direct nerfs to Crab, or you know, a 210 point splash, the devs didn't take that route. Instead, they made multiple specials insanely good against it and buffed a single weapon that completely shreds it, which I actually really like. In theory, this means that instead of running 2 to 3 crabs, teams will have to run these other specials to shut down the crab while making other specials such as Big Bubbler more viable. It's like rock, paper, scissors, but with specials. Crab destroys Bubbler, but Trizuka destroys Crab, and the Bubbler counters Zuka. It's similar to Splatoon 2's rock, paper, scissors meta, but, you know, specials. Specials are very powerful in 3, and I'm a huge fan of what they've done with this, because again, in theory, it's like the rock, paper, scissors thing, and I think it should work, or, you know, I'm just completely wrong and Crab will still dominate and destroy. However, there is one last hope, and I never thought I'd be saying this, but Big Swig of all weapons may absolutely be cracked now. They buffed this thing's object damage to where if it's run with Object Shredder, it 2-shots Booyah Bomb, Crab, Wave Breaker, and 1-shots walls. This is the ultimate support weapon now. Holy shit. I'm complimenting this thing. Yeah, I can absolutely see Big Swig being higher in the weapon tier list now, because while I think it's still weak, the fast object damage it has paired with insane inking abilities and okay kit for support and the mobility it has, I mean, this actually may be a good viable weapon now. Along with this weapon being good, the season's kits are also pretty solid. Yeah, a few misses, but consistent W's across the board. Truthfully, I haven't really used any of the new weapons because I'm just enjoying this thing way too much, but from what I've seen, none of them are inherently terrible. Even the Sploosh kit is solid with Squeakins and Whale, but I mean the main weapon still sucks. What doesn't suck though are these new specials, because there's a lot to talk about here. Super Jump is more so used as a distraction rather than displacement, and people are pretty mixed about it. I mean, I think it's solid, but nothing special. The Super Jump feature it has makes jumping into someone already sharking where another teammate uses the special a pretty solid strategy, which is already being used, but still, you can't just use this willy-nilly because the enemy can destroy it pretty easily, and then it'll just be wasted. Kraken, on the other hand, well, from a competitive perspective, it's really good actually. It's mostly balanced. There are a few things such as knockback and how it completely shield objective and tower and Rainmaker that need to be tuned back just a little bit, but the fact that it's so much slower and you have to like actually strategically use it instead of just pressing it as a panic button, it makes it feel way better as a special. It needs a few small tunebacks like I said, but I'm very happy with the direction they gave it, and once it gets put on more weapons, I can definitely definitely see this in top level comps. And I'm glad they reworked Kraken and didn't just lazily port it to the game, unlike Inkopolis Plaza. Yeah, I hate to say it, but for everything this first wave of DLC does right, it also does something noticeably wrong. They jam-packed it with details like old stickers getting replaced with new ones, all of the world building and changes that have happened throughout the years, the music, loading screens, but then they just fumbled in the animations. They straight up didn't change how the inside of the lobby, Salmon Run, or the shoal looks like. I mean, they could have changed the entrance to Inkopolis Tower to be more like Splatsville, and then the inside could have been more of the same environmentally, along with different textures and such to differentiate it. But no, it's the exact same, and the same goes for Salmon Run and the shoal. How do you walk inside and see the Salmon Run building looking like this, but once you're actually inside, it's completely different, and the exit is just like Splatsville? And same with Inkopolis Tower. Like, you literally walk into the same spherical room that you walked in the first game, but then you're somehow in the Splatsville lobby? Yeah, unfortunately, that's lazy. The Squid Sisters also have a new animation for if you beat the story mode, but it looks terrible. Their original animations, which are still in the game, look good, but then you beat the story mode, and yikes. I tried defending Wave 1 before it came out, but I can't say it's perfect. I'm glad to be back here, mainly because I grew up with the first game, but unfortunately, it's just unpolished. It's not like unfinished or anything. They did put a lot of effort into it, and it does show, but the areas they fumbled really fumbled hard. Like, the devs went through the effort of changing the sound effects in this lobby to resemble the Wii U game, but the Squid Sisters don't actually do the news here. So what, they sit in the studio all day and magically teleport to Alterna when necessary? I mean, I guess they can already do that. I like it, it's just unpolished, and I know for a fact this won't get changed, which sucks.